Greetings and salutations. Now, some of you know me. That's why you're already kind of tagged into this and watching this in the first place. But for those of you that don't, my name's Brian Mason. Author, adventurer, police officer, you name it, kind of I've done it. But I started doing a little bit of motivational work quite some time ago. Started kind of culminating with a book that I had published known as Biscuits and Gravy. If you don't have a copy, I would strongly recommend that you do. It's nice and cheap. But from there, I got myself into law enforcement. Now, it wasn't exactly something that I had ever really anticipated getting into, because if you don't know me, I was originally an archaeologist from the southern U.S. And all of a sudden I'm flung into the wilds of northern Canada and Alberta, to be specific. Now, if you're kind of confused and you're not from Canada, especially Western Canada, I'm right now in the Badlands of Alberta, so kind of the desert area if you want to go that far. But in getting into law enforcement, I started doing a lot more motivational work and try to inspire people here and there and try and give them something that they can look at and kind of reassess where they're at in life and kind of contemplate and think about things. Now, when I started getting into police training and things like that, then I realized, A, I needed a little bit of motivation myself, but two, so did the rest of my class. If you haven't noticed quite as of yet, as we're already 2 minutes in and I'm still doing this whole introductory bit, I tend to go on and on and on about things. Now, some would, where I come from, at least in the southern U.S., we'd term that running rabbits. Well, I tend to think more of it as a rant. And while I was going through training, once a week, I produced a motivational article to the rest of my classmates to try and encourage them and motivate them to get through the hardships that we're training. Because believe me, there were hardships, especially for this 37-year-old man. Now, I termed that article Mason's Rant. I had some people that wanted me to call it the Stash Chronicles, because if you didn't notice, I have a furry caterpillar on my face. But I like the rant better, because I tend to rant about things and just kind of go on and on. But I don't rant just for the sake of ranting. I don't rant just for the sake of hearing myself speak, because let's be honest, there's nothing more annoying than this guy. I rant for the sake of hopefully inspiring and motivating. Not only the other people that I interact with, myself, but anyone else that I might be able to touch with that rant. So, that being said, in conjunction with my book, again, Biscuits and Gravy, Southern Comforts for the Heart and Soul by Brian Mason, I'm going to be producing a rant. I'm going to try and do it weekly, but promises. I mean, given the line of work I do, things can get a little bit edgy and, difficult, so may not be able to keep up to that, weekly promise. But I am going to produce a topic here and there to hopefully motivate and inspire. And it's going to be a rant for sure. But stay tuned and experience life through a different set of eyes. And hopefully, maybe be inspired, be motivated, and maybe think about some things that you're taking for granted in life, and maybe a better way of tackling that road ahead. Because tomorrow's topic is going to be the winding road.